Guys, welcome back to the studio. I'm Bind, and today I want to talk about some art stuff that I've acquired throughout the year. So let's get into it. So the first item of this episode is a little book, which is this book here called Learn Clip Studio Paint, a beginner's guide to creating compelling art in a manga, comic, and animation by the author Takita. So, full transparency, I did not buy this book. The publisher, Pact from the UK, contacted me and asked if they could just send over a copy and I could basically review it and say whatever I want about it or not, right? So no strings attached, which is, I wouldn't have it any other way, obviously. So, what is this book about? This book is about, drawing manga and creating some panels, animation, everything like that. So the thing that I think is pretty useful is in section 3, where they start explaining the brushwork, what you can do in terms of brushes. It looks like this. Also, I have some B-roll for you guys that I will put on screen. That is pretty handy. They have some features that are not in Photoshop that are very specific towards creating comic art and animation. For example, they have this stuff here. That is features like an anti-overflow, is what they call that, which is when you do outlines like I did in the other video and you want to fill them up. Basically, there is an intelligent system that detects where the shape ends. So even if you did not close all of the shape, it will fill it and not produce overflow, hopefully. So that's something cool. Also, there is then a lot of stuff. Next section, number 4, is about creating panels and comics, which typically professionals would use other programs for, like InDesign, for example. That's what I would use, right? However, these programs oftentimes are really expensive. So if you can't afford them, if you just want to do your first comic strip, it's really handy that one program can do it all. And I think then even export a printing PDF. So this book, as far as I know, did not read the whole thing. It's pretty good if you want to do exactly that. Create comics, manga art, use brushes, create panels, even have your little, some tips and tricks on how to create characters, how to do different angle shots, all of that, right? So if you like that, go over to Takita's Instagram. I'll put it down below and say hello for me. Next item on today is something you would expect me having on. So, and that is the Wacom Intuos Non-Pro. Like, call it consumer edition, hobbyist edition, whatever, cheap version. But I actually bought this for myself because when traveling, I like to take a laptop. I'm not into tablets that much. And what this allows you to do is basically have 90% of the features of the Pro just on the way. And it is in a really, really compact format that has a nice size to it. So it's not too small, it's not too big, not too thick either. Has Bluetooth, has USB-C on top, right? Comes with a cable too for loading it. I've had one before. I think I gave it away or something. And it's great. It has great texture, has a great pen that, if you know me, it's not too rubberized, which I hate. So that's good. 2 buttons. And one thing I have to say here, and can't emphasize this enough, is that the best thing about compact tablet is, in my opinion, if they also have physical buttons here on top. Because now you can put your shortcuts and you can basically just have 4 shortcuts at any time to improve your workflow, like I also was talking about in another video. So this really handy, also fancy color. I think that's called pistachio from the nut. Is it a nut? I think so. Anyways, Wacom Intuos. Make sure you get the large edition. Actually, they call it M. There is an S and an M. Don't get the S, it's too small. This one, the M, is really good up to, I would say, easily a 24-inch monitor. And then after that, when the monitor gets too big, you might feel some inaccuracies going on, right? Because then movement is scanning of the movement is blown up so much that you might feel that it's not the most accurate thing. But on a tablet, I have great results with this, and basically, dare I say it, you can do 99% of what I ever showed on this channel just with this tablet. So also price point is great because this was on sale for like $80 or something. So yeah, those of you who have been around for a little longer like me would know that it was not always the case that you could even get a great tablet for $80. I paid $500 for my first tablet, which was the Intuos 3 at the time. I needed to save the money for weeks and months while in university. So now you get the same package, much cheaper. Highly recommend this. I have used this, I will use this, and you will not be able to see a difference. Now, next item, or I should say couple of items, is some brushes. Not very traditional brushes, but brushes I intend to use for watercolor that I picked up in Taipei City in March of this year. Little excursion there. I am regularly in Taipei City because my wife is from Taipei. So I know the place, have come there for 16 years or something. So yeah, they have some great art shops, hardware shops, and this is what I got, which you will say is not that much, but listen, after some time, it's about the exact item that you want and not, just the quantity. So what is this? First thing is this, which looks like a regular brush, but in fact is not. Has very thick, almost stubborn brush in front that is kind of cut. It says here, it's a watercolor eraser. So what does that mean? Those of you who know watercolor know that it is a common technique to use a brush to suck color back from the canvas into the brush, like a dry brush, almost dry brush, to basically prevent overflow or just really erase color from the canvas, right? And the only way to do that in watercolor is to have an agent that is able to suck out the water, or you push the water aside with this brush. So I will use this. I will also use this on the channel soon. I've yet to do watercolor on the channel, but it will happen. So stay tuned for that. Second item, also same thing for watercolor, which is basically a sponge with a shape to it that you can put it on the canvas and suck even more water from the canvas, right? Like you would imagine with a sponge. So this is nice because it has a very hard edge to it, which is really interesting. I've never seen this before. So I will also try this out, see what's happening, because you could like make stuff maybe more cloudy, or even then when it's about to dry, do a very distinct line that you maybe can erase out with that. I'm not sure if it works or not, but we'll see, we'll test it. So these are the two more obscure items. And now, last item here is pretty straightforward. Also watercolor item, which is from Escoda, Barcelona. A regular watercolor brush. It is the Ultimo series, which is their best series. They also do lots of features with well-known artists, where you can basically get a set of the artist's favorite brushes for a little bit less. So kind of promotional pieces. But this, I bought it because I was missing a number 10. And I'm not the guy who would use I don't have to have every brush in the library, but what you will find out is that depending on what size you like to paint, how much water and what paper you're using, you will have your favorite brushes. And for me, that's usually one thin, one medium, and one thicker brush. I will not utilize much more than that, sometimes even just two. So this is going to be my new medium brush, number 10. My big brush, I think, is a 20 or a 18. And then a small one, I think, is an 6. So what is cool about this brush? Cool is, why is it the Elite series or the best series? That is basically because the base here in front is thicker than in the other series, which means that it can store more water close to the shaft here, which then you can distribute it on the canvas. Also, this has a really nice tip to it. And so a lot of the quality of the brush is defined by the fibers they use and how well they bounce back into shape to create that tip that you want. Because even though that this is a 10 and it's a medium brush, see how detailed you can be with this kind of a tip. And then you have a lot of colorized water stored here in the base. So I can't wait to try it for real. Also, I will show you guys. And then lastly, last but not least in any way, is what you have noticed in the beginning of the episode, which is new camera. After the 1000 sub video, I decided to give you guys some more quality. So let me know if you dig that, if that was worth it to see my mug in a better quality. But since I decided to go the route to put myself on camera, which not every art YouTuber is doing, I decided why not have better quality. Also, let's not forget what I said in the other video, that if I want to ever have analog process recorded, this now is capable of doing 4K. So the next line art that you will see from me, you will be able to see it much clearer than before. So anyways, guys, let me know about your art stuff that you acquired recently. Put your comments down below. Let me know if you ever tried watercolor before, or if you have tried the Intuos M, and if you like it as much as I do. And see you on the next episode. Take care.